Welcome back for race number 5, and race number 5, 14:45 is the carded off time over 2,000 meters, and we do have a rerun of Tobacconist when winning, and we've also got an interview package, so let's get straight to it.
Tobacconist is looking for some running room. Madison Blues on the inside. They're coming from everywhere. Outerboy and Quayle, Global Movement. Oh my word, it's Royce fighting on. Madison Blues on the inside and Tobacconist. They're coming from everywhere. It's going to be an absolute stampede when they get down to the line. Tobacconist got up on the line. Outerboy's involved with Hiawatha Goldberg.
Tin Cup, look, he's holding his form really nicely. His last 3 runs have been very decent performances. He switches back to the turf, which I don't see it being a problem, and he's nicely drawn, and look, he's in this sort of field, he should run another honest sort of race.
Global Movement, also for Mr. Prince Lou, lovely grey, also is a very nice horse, last time just got bumped and had to be taken out at the race, he's working good, so I think he'll run a very good big race.
African Dusk, also I'm got to be a little bit careful, also coughed this morning. We've got a couple of temperatures running around, all the stables apparently, according to the vets, but my stable especially, 2-3 horses with high temperatures of 40. I'll watch him, but his work has been good. I'm expecting a nice run from him if he takes his place.
Well, there you heard from Garth Puller. If he takes his place, number 9, African Dusk. And this was actually my lurker in the pack at around about 16-1. I thought this was a horse who's taken on quite a bit stronger in the past. If you go back to the run behind Cyber Time 5th, then beat Arverni King, his run behind Shoot the Rapids, Wiccan Warrior. So I thought this could be a horse worth including. Unfortunately, he's been coughing, and the handicapper hasn't really given him much relief.
Yeah, he was in my top 4, but I tipped him 4th. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to be scratched now after those comments, temperature, etc. But I like the fact that he said his work's good. I'm going to tip him 4th, Sheldon, and you, as you mentioned, it could be a nice result, especially if you're playing a jackpot 2, which starts here in race number 5. But I'm expecting a form result here. I'm going to go with 3 runners, my top 3 in numerical order, numbers 2, 7, and 11. That replay we saw of Tobacconist doesn't really tell a full story because, before your dad called him into the final 200 meters, I think 100 meters further up the lane, he was in all sorts of trouble. And for him to come and win the way that he did, and he was the value bet on that show, drawn 15 out of 15. He won a really good race. I think there's more to come from him. MJ Ordendal the other day at Hollywoodbets Greyville showed that his stable's in good form, saddling a double. So that is fine. Sean Veal's having a great start to the new season, doing some traveling. We're just chatting off air on what a Friday he had in Gqeberha, having had 4 winners. So his confidence is high. Number 7, Tobacconist. He wasn't, pushed up too much for that win last time out, to a 75 now. I think he'll go well. Tin Cup, you heard it from Byron. He'll have the run of the race, the way he runs from the draw. So, possibly the horse to fetch. But my outright choice is going to be Trasova. Peter Muscat has been waiting, for the right race to come along for this horse to win. His stable's in excellent form. And having watched that last start behind Vian's Bomb, and even his penultimate start, when both those races over 2,400 meters being beaten by Garrett Van Zyle's runner, I think it's a smart move dropping this horse to 2,000 meters. So he's going to be my top choice. If I had to tip them in order of preference, I'm expecting a form result. I'm going to go 11, 2, 7, and 9.
There we go, 11, 2, 7, and 9 for D's. So those are the numbers that we'll be looking at. The early money, the antipose support is for number 3, Field Marshal, the newly turned 3-year-old, from 7-1 down 5-1. And D's just looking at Field Marshal. The form lines have been frank behind Great Plains. A little bit of a concern last time out, over raced, eased 150. So just needs to settle going over the Adder journey.
And it'll play itself out now. Some of these 2-year-olds we saw raced in open company as youngsters. But now, from now to the next, let's call it the next 3 or 4 months, once they start racing in open company against older horses, you'll get to see the form lines and which horses to follow, which form lines to follow. So this is a nice guide for us to see, how good the form of the Gatecrasher stands up against older horses.
Well, there we go. Going to be quite interesting because number 11, Trasova, at about 11-2. He's a horse that we have gone for in the past. So hopefully Dees is on the mark. And a set of blinkers. Let's see if those stay on. And number 11, Trasova, could be some value at 11-2. But what we're saying is it's a wide open affair. At the end of the day, you're going to be the judge. And let's see how they come through.